again come. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ogden. My name is Brent Johnson, and along with Tom Zalay, I'll be leading the worship service today. This is the third Sunday of the month, and for our third Sundays, the theme is, who are we called to be in these times? And we're usually joined by a guest minister. Today, we are excited to honor and welcome Reverend Dr. Matthew Johnson. And today, that service will be recorded, but the minister will be delivering the sermon. Thank you all for joining us here. We're so glad that this is a community that strives to be loving, inclusive, and compassionate. One way to connect with the community is to let us know you're here. If you're new to this group, please fill out the guest card. And when the offering basket is passed, put that note in it so that we can get to know you. And if you would, later on across the hall, we're going to be getting together for goodies and great conversation. If you're a longtime member of the congregation, we encourage you to wear your name tag, which I have on, which is backwards. This helps us all to feel more connected and help with the newcomers getting to know us. If you haven't yet, please take your phone and turn it into silent mode or airplane mode, or as we call it here, worship mode. Just one note, I want to remind you that there are 2 exits from this room, one in the back and one on the side. There's also 2 exits from the building, should we have a need to do that. Angie, could you come up and light the chalice when we get to that point? The chalice lighting, I'm sorry. I do that so that you know that I'm human and I'm not AI. Your gifts, I'm sorry. We're going to kindle the flame today with the words of Rebecca Ann Parker. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting, any of these can be used to serve and feed the hungry, bind up wounds, welcome the stranger, praise what is sacred, do the work of justice or other love. Any of these can also draw down the prison door, hoard bread, abandon the poor, obscure what is holy, comply with injustice and withhold love. You must answer this question: what will you do with your gifts? Choose to bless the world. None of us is alone. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that's another possibility waiting. Now, please, if you would, I'm going to invite Angie up here to light the chalice. The chalice lighting is in your order of service. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action.
I noticed the microphone is really working. So today's opening reading is from a book by Michelle Mills called Inhabiting the World, written last year in March. And the first reading inside that book is by Rebecca Solnit, The Far Away Nearby. The bigness of the world is redemption. Despair compresses you into a small space, and a depression is literally a hollow in the ground. To dig deeper into the self, to go underground, is just sometimes necessary, but so is the other route to getting out of yourself, into the larger world, into the openness in which you need not clutch your story and your trouble so tightly to your chest. Rebecca Solnit. For the past year and a half, I've been receiving daily emails from USA Jobs, the employment site for the federal government. I used to receive notices about a huge variety of interesting jobs with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, the CDC, the Veterans Administration, NOAA, USDA, EPA, UUCO, Forestry Service, along with others. And now the only department hiring is the Navy and the Air Force and the Homeland Security. It strikes me how clearly this expresses the administration's worldview. If you all emphasize is war and defending and expelling, your only relationship with the world is fear and anger and aggression. That recognition stops me in my tracks. At any moment in our lives, we have a choice about how to inhabit the world. We can notice the child needing help, the wonder of salmon spawning in a river where they have not been witnessed for decades, the librarian feeding the curiosity of someone who wants to know the history of country music or how to build a chicken coop. When I put myself in the shoes of any person who approaches the world with anger and distrust, my body has a physical response. I feel claustrophobic and contracted, ready to spring out and destroy anything that comes close, because everything is a threat. It feels tense and vigilant, ready to kill and control in order to feel safe. The irony is that no matter how much control it gets, it will never feel safe. Its aggression makes it impossible to notice all the possibilities for beauty and kindness. That's not the way I want to inhabit the world. Sometimes I try to feel what I might be like from the other side. What if I were a salmon fighting my way upstream to lay eggs on it and then die? Or the huge sequoia that's grown for a millennium? Or the mushroom growing at the foot of that tree? Every moment, our breath is a powerful antidote to the disembodiment of fear and anger. It's a way to return to ourselves, an invitation to feel our body on the earth and to inhale the beauty of existence, to allow that to infuse our very essence, then pause in silent reverence, and then to exhale its offering to all beings. That's what Ours is to Do by Mary Sheldon. So, the Reverend Matthew Johnson is a congregational life consultant for the Mid-American region of the UAUA, working primarily for pastoral-sized congregations across the Midwest. He's a third-generation Unitarian Universalist, a parent of 2 teenagers, a big nerd, a lover of our faith, and he served for 5 years as minister of the High Plains UU Church in Colorado Springs, and for the last 17 years, a senior minister at the Unitarian Universal Church in Rockford, Illinois, which he completed in August 2025. He's a graduate of Whitman College, Medville Lombard Theological School, and the I Lift School of Theology. He's also the author of A Newborn Bards, a theology of preaching for Unitarian Universalists. He's been to all 50 states and walked at pilgrimages in Israel, Transylvania, New England, and 560 miles of the Camino del Santiago in Spain. And we're going to watch his speech, his sermon.
Have you ever had a Sheila Ray lost in the woods moment? Have you had a time when you were so confident, you knew the way, you knew what to do, you felt competent and you were assured that the world was orderly, that as some of our forebears used to say, you could rely on progress, onward and upward forever. You knew the way. And then you found yourself lost in the woods. Have you had this moment? I have, that is for sure. And it is very disorienting. I've had these personal moments, I'm sure you have too. For example, when parenting was harder than I thought, and isn't it often harder than we thought it was going to be? Or when relationships fall apart, or you just can't get ahead, or the home improvement project is baffling and you're back to the hardware store again. Lost in the woods, small moments and big ones. I've had a lot of these lost in the woods recently. When I think about the world around us, when I read the news, I think, what? Have you had this feeling? As a liberal growing up at the end of the 20th century, what Francis Fukuyama called the end of history, I was taught that civil rights was won, the war was over, and the democracy was victorious, and that the arc of the universe was almost at its destination. Did you learn something like this too? And here we are. Maybe you are feeling Sheila Ray, lost in the woods. We were told certain things, and here we are, and those things like fog evaporate, and we can't get a handle. Now, some folks, they have been lost in the woods before. They have no illusions, no sense of inevitable progress in their bones and in their blood, in their history and in their present. They know damn well that sometimes the way is blocked and sometimes you are misled, that they will destroy you if they can, and sometimes they can. You knew to carry a map and a compass, but even that might not save you. And maybe some who have been lost before or who know the way, they are like Sheila Ray's little sister, Louise, who knows how to help, who knows the way. She had become made for such a time as this. Here's my fundamental conviction. We can become made for such a time as this. We can meet this moment. We can become more mature, more wise, more strategic, more brave, not through overconfidence or naive nonsense or through what some call the audacity, but through depth, through spiritual practice, through a deeper courage of heart, through letting go and becoming, through transformation and love. We can become made for such a time as this. Esther had to summon her courage and be shaped by her faith and her family and her conscience and through practice, and then go from this story, the story that you heard in the reading, to she goes before the ruler, the king, her husband, and asks for her people to be protected. Like she said, the penalty for going without being summoned was death, but she went anyway. She was terrified that such asking would destroy her, but she came to know that she was made for such a time as this, that what she had learned and done and loved had made her ready for that moment. And in the story, she is persuasive, and the king changes his mind and redacts the edict, pulls it back. But it might have gone the other way. Back in January, I was in Minneapolis with hundreds of other Unitarian Universalists and other clergy and religious leaders. We gathered to be in solidarity with those who had become made for such a time as this, who had learned in a few short weeks, drawing on their faith and their practice, their neighbors, their history of organizing from 2020 and well before, they had met the moment They had summoned their courage and their compassion and reminded us that people are more than power, that we can say no, that we keep each other safe, that resistance matters, and that yes, cold is a state of mind, and that together we can build a better world. It was decisive in breaking the story that there was nothing we could do. I was so inspired, enraged that they needed to do this, that we all need to, but reminded that we can become equal to such a moment and that it matters if we do. We're using this phrase, meet the moment, to talk about this together. And the first question that we're asking is, what is the moment? My own personal sense is that there are three massive forces that are shaping this moment for Unitarian Universalist congregations and leaders. The first big trend is, well, fascism. A year ago, more than a year ago, I would have said that my significant critique of too many so-called opposition politicians and supposedly independent institutions was that they were sleepwalking in the woods, convinced that all would be fine, that history was over, and this was just a blip. But I don't think that's true anymore. Some still are sleepwalking in the woods, but more and more are aware. Those who didn't know already are now realizing that Cassandra was right and that we must rally for this moment, that we are lost in the woods and that we need to turn to those who know the way home because they are among us, the scholars and the activists of mass resistance, and they tell us what to do. Build community, know one another, care for each other, get ready. Which takes me to the second big trend: loneliness, isolation, the declining habits of volunteerism and participation and connection. This is not new, but every year it seems to get worse. We've been bowling alone for a while now. People are lonely. Making friends as adults is really hard. There are less clubs and activities, and folks are busy, and they sit in their cars commuting, watch shows, and post about it, but connect with other people, not as much. I read once that the real miracle of Jesus was not him walking on water or healing the sick or even rising from the dead, but that a man in his 30s had 12 friends. 11, I guess, but still. There are, though, shoots of new life. The young mom who says, let's hang out on the playground and talk. The single professional who overcomes social anxiety and gets to trivia night. The empty nesters who move to a retirement community and start going to all the activities there. The teenager gets off their phone and plays Dungeons and Dragons with their friends. And the folks who show up at church, wondering, hoping, will someone here know me? Will they guide me when I'm lost in the woods? Will they care about me? Is that you? The third thing is spiritual hunger. It is openness. It is a longing for more than this, for meaning, for something larger than material existence, a longing to inhabit the world, to be alive, to drink deeply from the well, to dance and read poetry and get off the hamster wheel, to love the earth and its creatures. There is this longing, this heart desire. It started before COVID, but I've seen it even more since, a sense that we want more authentic, more real, more loving, more alive for ourselves and for our children. That this day-to-day, mundane, obey in advance, punch the card and move on, that this life isn't what we are for. It isn't what we are made for. These three trends present for us, the inheritors of the great liberal and liberating tradition of love and courage and justice. They present for us a moment of opportunity and of peril, a time to be brave, not foolish, but honestly brave, to shape ourselves for this moment. We cannot stay on the surface. We cannot perform community or authenticity. We have to go into the woods and get lost together, to be vulnerable and real, to become known for our love, to inhabit the world. To meet this moment, our congregations and our leaders will need to have a little Sheila Ray and a little Louise. We need to admit that we're lost and we don't know the way. I'm not impressed by folks who tell us the one magic trick or the one essential thing. We need to be curious. We need to throw away the old map
It was never the territory anyway. Now is the time to meet the moment, to speak out against fascism, to be an antidote to loneliness, to feed spiritual hunger. Now is the time. Folks are coming to many of our congregations right now because they hunger. They hunger for connection, for meaning, and for a base from which to resist the power of hatred and division and evil. Is that why you're here? The real reason? Because you hunger for something more? Can I get an amen? We hunger to inhabit the world, to turn away from aggressive reaction into something deeper, something beautiful, something worth living for. And the question is this: are we offering a way of life that will honor and meet and nourish that hunger in this time? Community that's real, struggle that's sustainable, love that's alive? Are we willing to go where there's no map and we will get lost? Are we willing to follow another home? Are we willing to cross the borders that the people in power want us to make between each other? Are we willing to keep loving boldly when we don't know how it will turn out? Are we willing to meet our neighbors where they are and suspend our confidence that we already have all the answers? It's a time for bravery. Strategic, accountable, faithful bravery. It's time for generosity. Deep, transformative, and multifaceted generosity. It's a time for curiosity of our own heart, of our neighbors, of what's growing still under the earth. And it is a time for love, to answer its call, to be summoned by its demand, to know that there's always more, to choose to bless the world. This is the good news, friends. We are not already made for such a time as this, but we can become made for such a time as this. We can practice the habits of inhabiting the world. We can love love more than power or being right. We can open our hearts and our doors and try new things. We can do this because love, capital L, love, is, thank God, larger than we can imagine. Larger than our past, larger than our fears, larger than any one of us alone. This is the good news. There is enough love for everyone. It flows there right under the surface. The well is not dry. There is more love. We have a choice: to bless or curse the world, to flee from or inhabit the world, to get lost so we might get found, or pretend we already know where we are going, to go it alone or to go it together. It's my prayer that we meet this moment with wise bravery, with open hearts, with water for the parched soul. This is the way. There's no other way. But love and community and authentic longing named aloud in courage. There is no other way. This is the good news. The love we need to meet this moment is reliable and powerful and surprising and not in our control, and enough. It's more than enough. When we get lost and admit we need more than us, more than what we already think we know, that love will come and lead us home. May it be so. Amen and Ashe.
This next word is called Be the Peace. And you'll hear two parts. You'll hear the word peace just repeated over and over like a meditation. And you'll also hear be the peace you wish to see in the world. So if you listen to these guys, it's very repetitive. You can just jump in on whichever part you prefer. Choose your own adventure.
We continue our collective prayer by continuing forward to engage in our weekly ritual that helps us to collectively hold the challenges and joys and gratitudes for this beautiful, complicated world and for our lives. And as you drop a stone into our sacred waters, may you have an opportunity to imagine those burdens and quests for forgiveness. And as you light a candle, remember this beautiful world. It may be an opportunity to imagine the burdens and quests for forgiveness held by this community that the stone land with care. Please come forward and drop a candle, or we can do that too. Drop a candle, light a candle. There's a story behind that, by the way. Light a candle for your joy and for the peace of this congregation, but also drop a stone and imagine that stone carrying all of your grief, all of your guilt, if you have it, and let it go. Come forward. Thank you, everyone, for participating. I certainly get energy from that. Thank you. Our offering is a practice of gratitude for this community filled with care and courage, love and resistance. We commit to keeping this community resourced for the ministries ahead, both in our walls and beyond. The offering we collect each week supports us in being the community that can best respond to the needs of these times. As we collect our offering today, we remember our interconnectedness and interdependence, and we generously offer our care with hopes to support all through these times. Could we have two people? Please rise in body and voice, and facing the center aisle, sing together the offering song printed in your order of service. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Thank you for your generous contributions, and your abundant generosity is part of modeling care and love. Thank you.
So this week's announcements need to be received by the email for the church, admin@uco.org, every Thursday by 9 a.m. if you have anything to explain. Worship leaders will support prioritizing those that are read Sunday mornings. Frame announcements has invitations that invite people to participate in the life and mission of this congregation. Gathered together Sunday evening, tonight, for peaceful, respectful candlelight vigil to hold in a solemn space and reverence for the victims of ICE. Tonight at 7:30 at the Ogden Municipal Building steps, downtown, 2549 Washington Boulevard. The Sunday Support Committee needs more greeters to help guide newcomers to the UUCO sanctuary. To help out and ask questions, contact Sheldon. To our Karen Thurber, our own artist in residence. There's many artists in residence in this church. She has a new show opening at the Ogden Valley Library Gallery, and the show features her paper and fabric collage, watercolor, ink, and graphic works, and runs through the end of August. And all the proceeds that she makes always go to a good cause. And this time it's the ACLU of Utah. And the mechanical announcement, the air conditioning in the Presbyterian sanctuary is not working. So the Aposento, how do you say that? Aposento Alto Church will be having their services in Geneva Hall today. So please help us have it cleaned up and out of the Geneva Hall by noon so they can set up their service. So, closing hymn.
The closing hymn is America the Beautiful, and you'll see the words up on the screen. You can just follow along there.
So as the service comes to an end, join me in saying the chalice extinguishing words in your order of service. Oh. Ding, ding. Okay. Okay. We extinguish the chalice, not the warmth of love, the light of truth, nor the energy of our action. The benediction. Don't stay where there is no water. Sorry. Small print. Okay. Don't say, there is no water to solace the dryness of your hearts. I have seen. The fountain springs out of the rock wall, and you're drinking there, and I too, before your eyes, found footholds and climbed to drink the cool water. The woman of that place, shading her eyes, frowned as she watched, but not because she grudged the water, only because she was waiting to see we drank or filled, and we were refreshed. Don't say, there is no water. That fountain is there among us, scalloped, green, and gray stones. It is still there, and it always will be there, with a quiet song and strange power to spring us in, up and out through the rock.